Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Good Morning Education Show. My name is Rotimi Tayo, and welcoming you to the month of August as well. Happy New Month. Bella blessing to you and everyone out there. Thank you for joining us on the Good Morning Education Show. This is the Good Morning Education Show. We're streaming from Lagos, Nigeria to West Africa to Africa and the entire world. Such a pleasure to be here this morning to have you connected with us. As we say, it's always a great morning on the Good Morning Education Show. Please tell us your name, location, where you're streaming from, and do not hesitate to make your contributions during the show. We welcome your questions, and of course, we will try as much as possible to engage, to treat, and to answer all your questions. On the show today, we will be having an interesting conversation as usual, and pretty much just to kick up into the month. And as usual, we're going to have our headline news review. Then we go straight into the conversation and the topic of the day. Once again, feel free to make your contributions and ask your questions on the show. I will be bringing up our guest analyst this morning as we expect others to join us along the line. Good morning, Light. How are you? Welcome to the Good Morning Education Show. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Rotimi. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Good Morning Education Show. Happy New Month.
I like that. Happy New Month. And our focus today will dwell on the month as well. But before then, like I said, we will be going straight to the headlines and we'll start from there. So we're going to start with NECO. As the headline on NECO, and it's talking about the 9 to 10 year 2 billion debt. So it's affecting operations in NECO states. What do you think about that?
The 9 to 10 year 2 billion debt. So I really want to understand. NECO is going, or I don't know. Can someone just explain this?
Okay.
what exactly is happening?
So the idea is that a lot of states actually pay for students to sit for these exams. Sometimes it's a social good by the state or in fulfillment of their manifestos and promises. So NECO actually saying that so many states are owing, you know, and in that case, 2 billion naira is being estimated in examination fees owed by the states, right?
Yeah. Wow.
And there are
And
five
this debt.
states who are yet to remit the fees of their candidates also. So this is dating back to 2012.
And 12. I just saw it now. Dating back, that is 10 years. Like 10 years. Okay, yeah. 9 to 10 years debt. Wow. Wow. I think that just shows the state of the country and shows the level of, and we are clamoring, or we are saying that they should increase the amount, the school fees, like for federal states. Yet some people cannot even afford the payment for the regular exam. So it's really a sad one. Not it's not a good one at all. It just shows the level of the country, like the average state of um fact that people cannot really afford a lot, because if a state is owing that, uh, I don't know, since 2012, how has NECO been operating? It's really going to affect the operation process. It's going to affect a lot. And they can't be blamed for it at the end of the day because states are owing them.
Well, it's just showing that there's a lot to deal with when it comes to funding in education. Um, we have another headline, and this headline is a bit more cheering. It's talking about two Nigerians make Africa Education Award list. And I think we dealt with this last week. This talking about,
Yes, yes.
uh, you said?
Olawe, I guess. Yes, I remember.
Yes, 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 Folawe and Jide Martins. Yeah. So once again, congratulations, and
Yeah.
we're happy that they're doing Africa and Nigeria in particular proud. So another headline is this might interest you though. It says plans underway to construct 18 mega schools in Northeast.
Okay. 18. So what category is it? Tertiary institution or elementary or secondary? Which one? 18 mega schools
Yes.
in the Northeast.
So, well, I think that from the headlines, we are looking at several, how do you put it? It's more of most likely universities slash secondary schools.
Well, like, like we're discussing last week. Um, so constructing new schools without remedying the problem, the situation on ground, is that really the final or the definite solution to a lot of things going on in the education sector at this point in time? Is that going to stop us from going on strike? Those are the things that we need to really consider at this point. Like, what is the lasting solution? So if you're going to construct 18 mega schools across the 6 states of the Northeast region, wow, is a good one because let me just why it is a good one is because the population of the country is really increasing, and yes, we need more schools to cater for more people. But with that end the strike, with that end the inconsistency we have in our education system, with that with that solve the value of education, with this is it going to increase the quality of education? Because it's not about building more schools, it's actually making sure that these schools have the infrastructure. And at the end of the day, you're not just creating, like what people always think, the glorified secondary school, like a secondary school that is just a bigger one, something like that. Because you enter into the universities and they don't really have the infrastructures that are needed, that that is needed as a proper university. We are not even able to compete with the schools, the foreign schools that a lot of people are running to. Why? Because we don't have what it takes. And that is where we need to look at, not constructing a lot of schools, not building more schools, but actually making sure that these schools meet up to the standard of education the way it is meant to be. So that when anybody comes out of that university, they have the holistic education. It's not just coming out and just speaking the old and at the end of the day they can't even be employed. That is so I don't know. I just feel it's not a lasting solution to end the current situation that we have on ground now in the education sector.
And that makes sense. Actually. So we go to the next headline now. Like I think you're having a bit of feedback from your end.
Okay.
So Teach for Nigeria launches incubation hub program. That's the next headline. A non-for-profit organization committed to developing young leaders to address educational inequity across Nigeria. Teach for Nigeria has launched its 2022 Incubation Hub program, which was first launched in 2020 and is part of Teach for Nigeria's commitment to support the alumni community of its 2-year fellowship program. Any thoughts or take on that?
Sincerely, we need to applaud Teach for Nigeria because I have a lot of people that have friends, personal friends that have gone through the program. And is there any feedback from my end? I think
It's getting better now because it's still there.
okay. I know people that have gone through the program and they talk about the quality of the program. They talk about the fact that it is worth it. It's a thumbs up for Teach for Nigeria. It's a good one. It's a way to go, and hopefully more organizations will begin to take this initiative. So that is what we need to get people to be able to teach right, to do the right thing when it comes to education, to be able to give the value and make the necessary impact at the end of the day, not just going to the class and not offering value. It's a good one. It's a way to go.
All right. So we have another headline that talks about um, a lecturer hawking, although the headline is a bit misleading. Speaks about a lecturer hawking, uh, how do you put it now? During ASU strike. That's what the headline is actually depicting. But here, the story says Mrs. Christiana Chudong Pam, a lecturer from the Department of Development Communication, Faculty of Communication and Media Studies at the University of Uyo, according to independent newspaper, began the sales of potatoes for survival as the ASU industrial action, lingers. So what's your take on this?
What were we expecting? That she was just going to sit down at home and fold and do nothing. She has to look for another way to survive. It's not a new thing. Love. I can remember then in school, our lecturers started their transport business. They started planting vegetables in their gardens to sell in the market. They started fishery and the rest. So it's just a way of making sure that they get another stream of income because they have families too, and their families are going to eat. They are going to pay school fees. They are going to survive. So they can't just sit down, fold their hands at home, and do nothing because the school is on strike. It's not a new thing, though. It sounds funny, but but it's not new. Everybody just has to look for a way to survive one way or the other, and she has chosen that path for herself.
That's good. All right. So we move over. The feedback is there again. We move over to the headline. I said headline. The topic of today, and it's usual practice where the first day of a new month we begin to see all over the place wishes, goodwill messages from time to time, you know, from friends, from several people, wishing you happy new month and all that. And so we really want to spend time to talk about that this morning. How truly is a month made happy? How can we, the recipient of these messages, you know, how do we make it a happy month? Because at the end of the day, sometimes people say happy new month. And apart from that greeting, that's the only thing that stays happy in the month. And if we're talking about it in the month of August, how do we make the month of August a happy month? Is there something that we need to do on our part? are we responsible for certain things? I believe the one who is even sending a message has made his own contribution and quota to kickstart what you desire to seek, for the month. So when we say happy new month, what does it truly mean? I feel that it should transcend beyond the regular thing that we do. We should see it as much more meaningful than just happy new month, happy new month, that's for me what I think. And we're still expecting light to connect back with us, but these are the things that really should make up for a new month as well. So happy new month. If anyone wants to respond, please respond. Why do people say happy new month, and how does that play a role? Like, so I was asking a question. Welcome back.
Okay, sorry, I think my network had issues at that point.
Yes, so over to you, Light.
Oh, okay. So I think I missed some vital parts. What exactly? We've gone to the main topic, right?
Yeah, I was asking that. So, how do we make it a happy new month? How do we get to, put this into perspective that beyond greeting people, beyond felicitating and sharing a goodwill message, do we really make it a happy new month? How? How do we make the month a happy month?
So I think when it comes to beginning of every new month, we see a lot of messages. Yeah, my phone is already filled up with a lot of messages. I even have to send to the church platform and all, wishing them happy new month. So there's this kindness that comes on the first day of August or the first day of the new month because everybody's being all nice and happy new month and wishing you the best for the month. So I think one big way to make it happy, to make you really, really happy is for us as individuals to spread that kindness to every day of the month. So it should not just be the first day of the month, but also make the kindness flow to every day of the month. So be kind in your words to people, be kind in your actions to people, like that wish that you had for them the first day of the month. Try to live it. Try to make it worthwhile for them. So everybody that you meet, be kind to them and just say nice things, say things that are uplifting, say encouraging words. So that way you're really making the new month worth it. You're making the new month happy. It's not just that first day of the month where you're all happy and sending text messages and you are saying, oh, God help us for the month. Let that kindness
But then,
spread throughout the month.
a lot of people are going through things. So when you talk about spread kindness, it might be a tough thing, it might be a tough task, almost looking impossible for some people who really have a lot of things that they are facing and they are going through.
Yeah, I can imagine. So yes, because right now a lot of things happen. A lot of people are going through stuff. Sincerely, people are going through stuff. Yesterday, I can remember in church during the youth meeting, so we're talking about things that we experienced during the week, and just a lot of people were sharing their experiences and what it had taught them. And someone talked about yesterday, said he was driving to church and somebody was cursing. So, and he had actually on for the person more than 10 times. Yes, he did not listen or did not even hear anything. And in his own mind, you're just wondering that only God that understands what is only God that understands what this person is going through this early morning that you don't even want to leave the road. So you just have to avoid the person though. But you can imagine that people are going through stuff, and that is the reason why you have to put yourself in this place of empathy. Just try to imagine you're in that person's shoe and say nice things. And imagine what kind of word do you want this person to say to me at this point in time. If if we were to switch roles, what kind of words do I want to say to this person? And what kind of words do I want this person to say to me? So I think if we begin to reflect and think that way, it's going to help us to be kind, it's going to help us to be deliberate, to be intentional about about being kind and being nice to people intentionally and not just saying anything without thinking or without imagining how the person is going to do. Okay? So, Rotimi, are you there?
Fantastic. Yes, I am. I'm trying to make it a happy month. You said many things happen to people, so my power just went off. So it's part of those things that happen. But I have the Good Money Education Show logo, bright, shining logo, staring at your face. All right. So you said spread kindness. I like that. And what other ways can we make it a happy month? I think that beyond just spreading kindness and all that, you know, it's important for us to try this step. I know that yes, people might find it a bit challenging. The environment itself might be a bit hostile, but in making it a happy month, I think also to add to what you've shared, we should try to be there for people. Just try to be there. And when you're saying you're there, you're not absent and just absent-minded, physically present. You know, try to be there for people. When we're there for people, what that does in real terms or in retrospect is that because you are there for people, you know, you are able to add value and they're able to feel value. Because there are many times that people try to add value to people, or people are adding value to people, but it's not conspicuous. And so sometimes the reward or the result of that type of action is not really experienced. You know, but if there's any guaranteed way of getting to the point where you at least know that even if it's not happening for you, you've made it happen for other people. And that's why sometimes a lot of people who volunteer go places. I want to hear your thoughts on that because when we think about it, being there can actually make, you know, the month a happy month.
Yes, that is
Over to
very
you.
true. Yes, that's very true. Because I think in the world today where everybody seems to be on their own lane and everybody seems to have a lot of things going on at a time, when someone takes out time to just be there for you, to just um make you feel important, make you feel that warmth that don't worry, you can go through this, you can get past this place. And also I'm there for you in case you need me. And just the there. So being there may not mean being there physically, but also like you said, calling people, checking up on people,
I
ensuring
like
that
that.
people are fine.
Yes, because it's not everyone that will physically get to your location or your what do you call that now? It, but it's important. It's important. Fantastic contribution. All right. Light, are you there? Hello, Light, are you there? Okay, so while we wait for Light to respond, I think that it's essential and important to also note that when we talk about make it a happy month, it's not just a suggestion. I think it's almost like an instruction, you know, that we need to realize that it's almost like our responsibility. If we desire true happiness in a month, then I think it's up to us. We owe it to ourselves. We must be responsible for our own happiness. Because sometimes a lot of things that are on the external are beyond our control. but we can control ourselves, our actions, our response to things, and that way we keep it or make it indeed a happy month. So, if you're just joining us, welcome to the Good Morning Education Show, talking about make it a happy month. And right now, we're having a great conversation. And with me on the show is Light. And Light is joining us from an undisclosed location. Light, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Welcome. I said you're joining us from an undisclosed location. All right, fantastic. So, are there things that we must look out for that by hinder our having a happy month?
That my in there.
Yes.
Okay, so one thing for me is we call it energy. So look out for that point where you begin to feel negative. You know, is yeah, because in as much as yes, it's the first day of the month and you are all optimistic or you are all happy because everybody's saying, you read through your message and you're saying amen, amen all the time. Prayers are being sent. But remember that throughout the month, you may come across challenges, you may come across things that will begin to make you feel negative, begin to make you wake up in the morning and you just feel like you don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to just do anything. You may come across the social media pictures and or people that are achieving a lot and begin to ask yourself some questions. Yesterday I was talking to my friends and I said the New Year resolution I wrote, I'm so sure that if I go back to it, I mean I've not really achieved a lot. But we just have to look out for those things that will begin to make you feel like it's not possible. Like those your dreams are not achievable. Those things you've set for this month is not going to happen. And instantly you begin to become sad. It's no more you being happy, like the first day of the month. You now become very pessimistic. You now become very like I'm not sure I can do this. I'm not sure I can cope. And it begins to affect mental health and all that. So you just have to just look out for those things that gives you this negative energy and negative vibes. Just take it away from you. There are things that can make you not happy more.
I like that. And then, of course, we cannot run away from the fact that for it to be a happy month, and if we are trying to make it a happy month, it will be good for people to also tilt towards new knowledge, tilt towards development. Interestingly, the month of August is a month where you have so many personal development and professional development opportunities, just around everywhere you look. There's something that you could actually gain, you know, from the things out there. Let's hear from you, Lights, your feedback on this.
Yeah, that is very true. It's summer. So a lot of people are doing a lot of things for both kids, both also adults. So I agree with you. We have to just tilt towards development. That is one way that you keep on being better because what we really need at this point in time or even in life is to be better, to grow, to make progress. So even if you are not there yet, you have to make sure you're on the track to being there. And this month is a good month to utilize the opportunity. Enroll for something, do something that relates to your goal, your career, and be a better person this month.
Okay, thank you very much for that. And of course, it will not be complete without us, talking about the School Rewired Conference. The School Rewired Conference is another way to make the month of August a happy month because sometimes when you miss great events, Sometimes you feel like, oh, I wish I was there. I wish I was part of this. I wish I could have been a part of that. I wish I could have learned and connected with people. So I think that, one of the ways for you to officially make it a happy month is to be a part of the School Rewired conference. This is a conference that is virtual, but honestly, it provides and presents amazing sessions, several sessions from diverse experts, just to complete the exercise of you developing yourself. And I know that, like to be a part of it, I'm going to be a part of it. Um, what do you think about attending conferences and the likes, especially the School Rewired conference? Light, over to you.
So the school rewired conference is the conference to be. So as an educator, yes, I recommend it for everybody. And one thing I really like about the Good Morning Education Show is the fact that we bring the conference that you need to be, because right now there are lots of conferences everywhere. Instead, um it can be very confusing trying to choose one, and it can be very disappointing. So when you register or enroll for one and you find out that it's not even worth it at all. It's not worth your time, it's not worth your energy, it's not worth your money. But one thing we do on the Good Morning Education Show is to bring the programs that are worth it to you, to bring that event. So yeah, we are saving you the stress of thinking, what do I go for? Where should I be? What do I need for my personal development and my career development? And how do I become a better educator? How do I become a better school owner? We're bringing the events to you. So it's the School Rise Conference is a big one, and it's something I know that the value is really worth it. You can be
Absolutely.
assured of that.
And if people are thinking of how to get to register, we just have the website on screen, www.schoolrewired.com. And most times, it would have been lovely if people had taken advantage of the discount that was available, which ended yesterday. For those who registered in July, it was, I think, 5,000 naira. And now, if you have to register in August, you have to pay 10,000 naira. So it's a it's a painful something, if you will put it that way, you know. But yeah, but also in making it a happy month, I think we need to focus on having good shoes. I am very excited about one amazing individual making waves in the footwear and rubber and leather industry. That's Piros, you know, official ambassador of Piros. On having good shoes, it makes you happy. Number one, you're shielded from the storm and the weather and the elements, but then it just crowns your looking and feeling good. Women obviously don't play with their shoes, men as well. And when you have good shoes, or when you get good shoes or replace your shoes, some people have worn their shoe to the point that the shoe is on its last breath. The shoe is on, when they say something's on life support, the shoe is on life support. Get a good shoe, get good shoes. It will make the month happy. What's your feedback on that?
I
Light,
don't
are
know
you
if you
there?
know about the post that yes, yes, good shoes take you to good places. So so it's very important to get good shoes, and sincerely periods is just the plug that you need to get the right shoes that you need, because she's not just going
Yes,
to make
bro.
shoes, she needs to customize it
So
to tailor whatever you want and however you want it. Yeah.
yeah, and Piros has a 5K shop as well for those who are trying to do things within a budget. She also has that. Welcome, KK. Good morning. Thank you for joining. Happy New Month.
Well, good morning. Hi.
Yeah, you came in just
Good
after
morning.
we just tackled the topic. Well, not the topic. We tackled the point about the School Reward Conference. We're talking about making it a happy month. And one of the ways to make it a happy month is to get involved in professional development or personal development event and activity.
Yeah.
And our number one on the list is the School Reward Conference.
Yep. 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 That's very exciting for me, actually. Really
Yeah,
exciting for me because
and I
yes,
was telling
this
them
month.
that the special discount ended last night, 12 midnight.
Yes.
I saw that flag. I said, so people will miss out on this thing.
Yes, yes, and
So,
that's the thing, right? People are not very intentional. Because I mean, we ran 3,500 naira for actually 3,000 naira for a couple of months, and only
oh,
just increased it. Yeah, it was 3,000 naira since May, since April, when the flyer came out. It's been on, and only just went up on the 3rd of July after my son's birthday.
wow.
Yeah, they run for the regular rates. Then now it's the high rate that is coming up. So it's really interesting. I don't know why people just miss out and wait at very last minute.
Huh? But we've
But it's
told
still
them,
exciting. It's still exciting.
yeah, that's that. So we're talking about making it a happy month because
Okay.
we get a lot of messages first of the month, get prayers first of the month, but then sometimes those things just end on the first day. How can we truly make a month a happy month?
One way that we can truly make a happy month is to be honest, before you even go into the month, I would say what are the things that you want to do for yourself, right? It's not every time that we think profession. We also need to look into our personal lives because we could be doing really well professionally, but then if you're not doing well in your personal space, it could mean that it would almost put a little taint on every other thing that is happening around you. So, what are those things that matter? you know this month of August, even though it's a busy month, it's even a busier month with so many personal things that I have lined up. So one thing that we can really do is say to ourselves, what are these things that really matter, and how do I ensure that I plug them into this month of August and make them happen? Because making them happen means it would have a bigger impact on even all the other things that I'm doing. So that's one thing that I would say. How can we make it, make bring a bit more laughter, a bit more light into ourselves, and then we need to begin to look at impact. What's the impact of not doing these things, or of not going to these places, of not paying attention to the little things? We call them, it's just a small thing, but what's the impact of not paying attention to those things on our mental health, on our happiness, on those around us? When we begin to look at it from those sort of lenses, then we'll realize that the little things do matter, and we also need to plug them in and focus on them. Yeah, so that's what I do. For example, this month of August, there's just so much going on. So I'm not even in country at this time. I'm out of the country. My husband is turning 50, so we came to spend it with my little girl, because she's not around. So we had to come in, which is why it's been so difficult for me getting on the show, because that holiday
Yeah,
mood and just sleeping a little longer, and stuff like stuff like that. Yeah, so there's that. There's also spending time with family. There's just like I said, the little things, right? We've made sure that we've planned, even though I do have a bit of work to do, but I'm going to make sure that I go to the Commonwealth Games with family and just go and shout and play and just. So all of these things that we could decide not to do, right? Because the impact is not tangible, it's really not visible, right? They're more emotional, in the emotional domain, but they really matter, right? We need to move away from that place where we're always waiting for an applause, and but we're waiting, instead begin to look for the fuzzy, warm, happy glow on the inside of us, because that's what happiness is to me. Yeah, so back to you, Sarasiri.
fantastic. And happy birthday in advance to your husband.
Thank
Um,
you.
so the studios are open for cakes and so we would not run away from those type of things. Yeah, so I love the fact that you said people should actually make time for things that really do matter, because happiness. I saw one quote somewhere. I think they say happiness is for free, but what will make it free is the choice that we make. So, like, here you are. If you're going to give an educator out there, more like your counsel, in ensuring that this time around they should make it a reality, not just a post or a goodwill message on Instagram and the likes. What would that counsel be to an average educator out there, making it a happy month?
Okay. So first of all, happy birthday to Kiki's husband and congratulations.
Thanks, Lai.
Remember, to an average educator out there, this is summer, and sincerely, you just have to make the best of the summer. You just, apart from the fact that you need to look for things that can make you a better educator, like enrolling for the School Riot Conference, which I really recommend for every educator out there. You also need to take out time to rest, take out time to be with family, take out time to engage in value bond, like value driven bonding session with your family and the rest, just to be able to relax. Because once school starts, it's always like a marathon. It's always like a marathon. You have this back to back, and being there's a new session, a lot of things to, you are coming to a new class, you meeting new students sometimes entirely. So there's a lot of work to do. And if you're not well relaxed during the holidays, it can affect the productivity when the session comes, when the session begins. So it's very important to take out time to rest.
Thank you so much. And to add to that, I think that we also should use the month, and not just the month, the holiday, to build on our networking skills, build our friendships. you know Routine and work can actually take you out of circulation, and when you have that opportunity, just connect again, spend time to build that aspect of friendship. It will also make you have a happy month. I know how sometimes you feel when you connect with friends like minds, and you sit down over a meal or you have an outing, you feel refreshed. It's almost like, there's this joy, internal joy, just because you connected with people that matter to you. I believe that will also make the month a happy month. And if you follow some of the things we've
Yeah.
shared, all of the things we've shared, you know, I think that at the end of the day, we
Mhm.
will begin to see things happen, you know,
Mhm.
for everyone. Honestly, we begin to see
Amen.
things
Yeah.
happen positively. And of a great importance is the place of faith. You know,
Mm.
your faith is something like an anchor. When you begin to strengthen your faith through the use of your faith, I think you also experience a great month ahead. So we will be drawing the
Yeah.
curtain.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I would like KK to give us a parting shot, and then we'll move to Light to have a parting shot.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Rotimi. Thank you, Light. The reality is, there are times in our lives where we feel inadequate. And the only reason why we feel inadequate is because, one, we're looking at ourselves and comparing ourselves to somebody else. Two, we actually realize that some of the goals we've set for ourselves, we have been unable to meet it. And so I'm just going to let you know that one way that you can honestly meet your goals, both your personal and, and professional goals, is by being at the Slow Wired conference. Because every single session has been very carefully curated. And it's not just about your professional development, it's also personal development. There's networking time that has been built into the system as well. There's time to relax, right? When we have cookery shows, every session is filled with laughter. It's not gbogbo ti gbe type of session where it's a do or die affair. It's fun, it's laughter based, it's interactive, it's immersive. So just being there alone, you not only get to connect with people outside of your own um you know current circle, but you can extend yourself, right? And then just listening to how other people think exposes you to new perspectives. And sometimes the things that we feel are so important, we might begin to realize that maybe because of the perspective that we've always held, is why they look that important. And perhaps there are other things that we've always ignored because we just didn't know, right? So give yourself a bit of exposure, give yourself a reason to experience something different this month of August, and then give yourself a space to relax and be yourself. That's my advice. Thank you so much, Mr. Rotimi. Hello, Mr. Rotimi.
Yeah, I think. Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I'm
So
Mr. to me. I'm there.
yeah. So go ahead, Light, and just share with us your own advice, your last words for all of our
So
listeners.
apparently, when Mr. Rotimi was talking, I was like,
Uh
I
huh.
was almost saying, we were almost saying preach it because he talked about faith and he was just going the whole
Yes.
spiritual thing
Yes.
and all. But is actually a good one. I never saw this topic in this light until now. That first day of the month, we're always sending new month messages and it's always all optimistic. It's always saying amen, amen to most of the prayers on
Mhm.
platforms.
Mhm. Mhm.
But like I said initially, you just have to spread that spirit through the month. You have to spread
Yeah.
kindness. You have to make sure you're intentional about being happy. Yeah, make sure
Mhm.
you're being intentional about everything because it really matters
Mhm.
at the end of the day. And also, I'm so happy about the School Riot Conference. And
Yay!
I said it even before you came on the show that one thing about the Good Morning Education Show is that we bring the conferences, the events that really matter, that you need to be part of to you because right now there are lots of events, trust me, and sometimes as educators we get disappointed when we enroll for programs or events and does not give you the value that you really want and
Mm.
look forward to.
Yeah.
So this is one thing that we do on the Good Morning Education Show. We filtered, we looked at the event, we
Yes.
know that for this particular event or this particular program is for. We really make you a better educator, a better school owner, better individual, and we bring it to your face. We make you tell you why you need to be part of the program. So it's a good one, and I look forward to the success of the
Amen.
School Riot
Eh,
program.
Program.
Good
Thank you
one,
so much. Thank you
everyone.
so much. Yeah, and honestly, I don't. Being honestly on this show, I always learn so much. I learn so much from everybody. It's amazing. Every conversation always sounds different. I don't know if it's because it's a good morning education show, but it just always does sound different being here. And so it's always, to be honest, like you said, the things that Mr. Rotimi and the team are really deliberate about is putting out the right information, putting out value. So it's not like you're getting everything, but it's been filtered. So yes, absolutely, great point. Light. Okay, back to you, Mr. Rotimi.
Yes, sorry about that connection threw me out. I think on that note, we can draw curtains on the show today. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lachime. Thank you, Kiki. And thank you, all our guests and our audience on the show. We'll be here tomorrow, God willing, same time for another exciting episode of the Good Morning Education Show. Until then, we have something to say to you all. At the count of three: one, two, three. It's
It's
It is
always
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 a
a great
great morning
morning on the
on the
Good
Good
on
Morning
Morning
Education
Education
Show.
Show.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Bye.